Hello, dear viewers. Today, we're diving into a story that's both heartwarming and full of challenges. A story about love, family, and the tough choices life puts in front of us. If one day you had to choose between following your heart or living up to your mother's expectations, what would you do? Would you dare to chase after your own happiness or stay silent to honor your family's wishes? Alex is caught right in the middle of this struggle, torn between love and duty. He's facing one of the biggest decisions of his life. Does he have the courage to stand up and protect the love and the little family he's built? Or will he let it all slip away in silence? If you're curious and want to follow along with this emotional journey, don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you won't miss the next episodes. In the quiet room, the sunset streamed through the window, casting warm streaks of light across the worn tile floor. Mrs. Min sat by the tea table, her thin hands gently rolling each bead of an old rosary that had faded with time. Her face carried the calmness of a mother who had seen much in life, but her eyes revealed a deeper longing. She had only one wish: to see Alex, her only son, enter a respectable marriage worthy of all her years of sacrifice. Her voice rose slow, but firm, like something she had decided long ago. "Alex, I've arranged a meeting for you. She's the daughter of my close friend, a kind, well-educated girl from a good family. I believe she can stand by your side and share the burdens of your future." Those words cut into Alex's heart, not with sharp pain, but with a quiet, lingering sting. He stood still, his eyes trembling slightly. Inside his chest, unspoken words crashed like waves against the shore. "Mom, I already have Tuna. I already have Henry. I've already found my own family." But his lips stayed pressed together, leaving only the heavy sound of his breath in the air. Just then, the shrill ring of the phone broke the tense silence. On the other end was an urgent voice from his company, a critical project tied directly to the reputation and future his mother had always dreamed for him. Alex closed his eyes, clenched his fist, and gave a faint nod. And with that, the words he longed to say sank deeper, buried under the weight pressing down on his chest. Mrs. Min looked at her son, a satisfied smile forming on her lips. In her eyes shone the belief that everything was falling neatly into place just as she had planned. She had no idea that inside Alex a storm was brewing. He saw Tuna by the wooden window, her gentle eyes watching him. He heard Henry's pure laughter echoing by the small cradle. All of it came rushing back, a vision completely at odds with the future his mother had drawn for him. On one side was duty, the expectations of a mother who had given everything for him. On the other was love, simple but true, in a humble wooden home. Alex stood there caught between two paths, each one binding him with invisible strings of responsibility and love. And in this moment, the audience could almost feel his heartbeat, every beat, every thump, like it might burst apart. Would Alex find the courage to speak the truth? Or would those unspoken words remain buried, waiting to rise again, like a hidden tide, ready to sweep away the fragile happiness he was trying so hard to hold on to? The sunset stretched across the dark wooden floor. Tuna was tidying up, while Henry lay in his crib, babbling in his baby voice. Alex's phone buzzed on the table, the screen lighting up with one word: Mom. Alex was bathing Henry, so Tuna instinctively picked it up. Hello. Alex is busy right now. I'm on the other end. Mrs. Min's voice came through warm, but filled with excitement. Oh, it's you. Then could you tell Alex not to forget about tomorrow's meeting? My friend Han's daughter just got back from overseas. I've arranged everything carefully. I truly believe the two of them will be a perfect match. Tuna froze. Her hand trembled, almost dropping the phone. She forced herself to breathe. Yes. Okay, she whispered, then quickly hung up. The room grew heavy. Henry kept babbling in the crib, unaware of anything, while Tuna sank to the floor, covering her face. Her heart ached with every beat. The words she had just heard cut into her like a thin blade, reopening the insecurity she had buried for so long. I'm not good enough for him. A mother like Mrs. Min. Could she ever accept my past? Or to her will, I always just be a shadow, nameless, unworthy of standing beside Alex. Just then, Alex came out, his shirt still damp, smiling warmly as he looked at Henry. But when he turned, he froze. Tuna sat motionless, her eyes red and swollen, clutching the phone tightly in her hand. Nah, what's wrong? Alex rushed over, concern in his voice. Tuna looked up, her lips trembling, but no words came out. In that moment, she didn't know whether to ask him directly or bury the pain deep inside. The camera lingers on Tuna's tear-streaked face, then shifts to Alex's troubled eyes, a man caught between duty to his mother and love for his own family, still unable to speak the truth. The tension is suffocating, leaving the audience with a lump in their throat. What once felt like unshakable love now teeters on the edge, threatened by a secret accidentally revealed. Outside, the wind rustled through the trees, and the dim yellow light cast quiet streaks across the room. Henry was fast asleep. In the small room, Tuna sat silently by the window, her eyes still red and swollen. Alex gently set a cup of hot tea in front of her, but didn't sit down right away. He hesitated. Nah. What's wrong? You've seemed different all afternoon. Too. Na gripped the edge of her shirt, her breath unsteady. A painful silence hung in the air before she finally spoke, her voice breaking. Alex, is it true? Has your mother already chosen someone else for you? Alex froze. His hands clenched, then loosened, his eyes flashing with panic. He wanted to explain, to say everything, but the words caught in his throat. Nah, where did you hear that? His voice trembled. Tuna looked straight into his eyes, a mix of hurt and helplessness in her gaze. I don't need to say where. I just need to hear it from you. Have you never told your mother about us? About me and Henry? The air felt heavy, almost suffocating. Alex lowered his head, his fists trembling. Finally, he stepped forward, sat down in front of her, and spoke with a choked voice. Nah, I wanted to tell her. So many times I wanted to. But every time, work responsibilities, my mother's expectations, they all crashed down at once. I was afraid of letting her down, afraid she wouldn't accept you. But not once, not for a single moment, have I stopped seeing you and Henry as my family. Tears rolled down Tuna's cheeks. She gave a faint, bitter smile, her voice shaking. Do you know? For me, just one word of reassurance from you would be enough. But your silence, that's what hurts the most. Alex quickly grabbed her hand, holding it tight as his own hands trembled. "I'm sorry. I promise I won't stay silent anymore. No matter how much my mother objects, no matter how hard things get, I'll protect you and our child. Please, trust me." Tears streamed from Tuna's eyes, her shoulders trembling. She said nothing, just leaned her head against Alex's shoulder. Outside, the wind kept whispering through the trees, as if warning of another storm about to come. The desk lamp cast a glow over Alex's face, his shadow stretching long across the wooden wall. A stack of unfinished documents sat in front of him, but he couldn't focus on a single page. In his mind, Tuna's words kept echoing, "Silence. That's what hurts me the most." Alex pressed his hand against his forehead, eyes shut tight. His chest felt unbearably heavy. On one side was his mother, the woman who had sacrificed everything, pouring all her hopes into him. On the other side was Tuna, the woman he loved with all his heart, and Henry, the innocent child who had already called him Dad with those pure, trusting eyes. He whispered to himself, as if saying it out loud would make it real, "I can't stay silent anymore. If I do, na Henry, even Mom, all of them will get hurt." Alex stood up and walked to the window. Outside, the moon lit the garden, and a cool breeze slipped in through the cracks. He clenched his fists, determination flickering in his eyes. "Nah, Henry, you're my family. And Mom, she needs to know that too. I can't let this love live in the shadows any longer." The image of his mother came to him strict, but full of love. Deep down, he knew she cared for Henry and had always been kind to Tuna. She just had never imagined they could truly become part of the family. Alex sat back down and picked up a blank sheet of paper. What he began to write wasn't about work, but the words he had carried inside for so long, the things he needed to tell his mother, that he had found happiness in the simple life with Tuna, that Henry wasn't just Tuna's child, but the son he wanted to protect for the rest of his life, that while his mother's expectations had always driven him, his true happiness was here in this little home. He wrote, then paused, then crumpled the page in his hand. Tears slipped down his face. A man who had always been strong under pressure now trembled at the thought of confronting his own mother. But then Alex lifted his head and drew in a deep breath. The fear was gone from his eyes, replaced by courage. He whispered, like a promise, to himself, "Tomorrow, I'll tell her everything, no matter the outcome I have, to protect this love." The camera lingers on Alex in the dim light, his eyes steady, fixed on the distance toward the place where Tuna and Henry were sleeping peacefully. They were his greatest source of strength.
Cướp đi những gì quý giá nhất, những thử thách chồng chất, giọt nước mắt nối tiếp nhau, và điều thú đi có đúng để được vượt qua tất cả, rồi tìm thấy một khởi đầu mới, một hạnh phúc thật sự cho riêng mình. Câu chuyện này không chỉ là một thú đi, còn là một ai bỏ rơi, phải chiến đấu để bảo vệ tình yêu, niềm tin, và hãy cùng ở lại đến cuối để chứng kiến trọn vẹn tình yêu ấy, và biết đâu bạn sẽ là một phần của chính mình trong câu chuyện này. Câu chuyện này chậm chạp ánh mắt của bố. Trong tim tôi nhói lên một nỗi buồn khó tả. Tôi sợ nếu nói